who are not on Facebook that are on
Facebook.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I need to share it on YouTube. Just give me one moment. So how are you anyway? You said you guys had some snow over there in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good
that's
snow,
Canada, I guess.
you know, in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Most parts of Ontario. Snow
Yeah,
today.
here in Charlotte, North Carolina, we are good. No snow yet. This is what I wore. Like I wore a polo shirt earlier on to go do some shopping. So we don't have that
Good,
snow yet.
good for you.
Well, but I like
But
it when it
anyway,
gets cold, man.
well, October was fair,
Uh huh.
fair for us, so it wasn't bad. So I mean, so not much to
Okay.
complain this year.
And between them, but for more, good. Okay, I guess I am good. Okay, so good evening, Capullo. It's a pleasure. We
Yeah,
are going to
pleasure.
talk today about the roundup of the EPL, and then we're going to talk also about the playoffs, World Cup qualifiers involving Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, and Congo DR. So, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me. It's been a great weekend of football. Yeah,
Yes,
and the standout game obviously was at the Etihad, City versus Liverpool. I mean, much to be said about that one. Well,
yes.
yesterday started slowly. Spurs Man United. The game kind of started up was not too great, but it ended up in a spectacular way. So and I think that was a fair result.
Yeah, that
Both teams.
Spurs versus I do agree with you. That Spurs versus Manchester United game, it was a patchy game. That game
Hmm.
actually took place at White Hart Lane. We remember Chelsea went to White Hart Lane a week ago. And although the scores was just like 1-0, it was a game where we saw Thomas Frank criticize his players a lot. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, going into this game, the stage was already set up. You expected to see something better from Spurs. I mean, in your opinion, what did you think, or how did Spurs come out and play, given what was at stake already?
I think they were sluggish, and there was no fluidity in midfield. And Javi Simons, he played well. I think the Champions League game against Copenhagen, he did well, but I don't think he hasn't really taken off in the Premier League. You know, because you creativity is centered around him a lot. And I mean, Kudus didn't play yesterday, so I mean his absence was, we could see that, because normally
Yeah,
he's the main outlet. And then the balance in midfield. I mean, that's something Thomas Frank has to work hard, because I think he started with Sa I think Palino, and
yeah. It started with Saul. There was also Paulinho in that midfield. Then
then
Bentancur came from the bench.
yeah. So I didn't really admire the movement, the movement of the ball, and the balance was not right. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know. I
think.
don't know what happened, but well, the combination itself, you expected much from the players. I simply thought, well, maybe it was an off day. I don't know what happened, because uh, Paulinho is a great player. I don't know what happened. And then Sa has been good for them as well.
Yeah, I think.
Energetic.
Yeah, I think we saw a drop in performance from teams that actually participated midweek in Europe, like Spurs.
In the Champions League.
However,
Okay.
we know that Spurs came into this game with a lot to prove. I don't think they created enough opportunities, as you just said. Even Manchester United, the goal Manchester United scored also, that was the only shot on target. Brian Buemo. Talk a little bit about that goal. What do you think about Mbuemo's performances so far? 11 games, he scored 5 goals in the
Fantastic,
EPL.
fantastic player. We're all proud of him. We support him greatly. His attitude is top notch. He plays for the team, and he scores fantastic goal. Remember, he has been voted the EPL player of the month of October. You know,
Yes, of course. Him and Amorim. Amorim was coach of the month, which a lot of people were arguing that he should have he
contesting.
should have yeah
Mhm.
contesting that he should have gone to Arteta, but no one actually argued Mbuemo's performance. I think he's clinical. I think Manchester United has gotten themselves a centre forward or a striker that can actually score goals with little, because there was not much of an opportunity right there. The cross actually from Ahmad was a good cross, but the way Mbuemo scored that goal, he made it look easy. I mean, that's a great player. Do you
No,
think that form? Do you think that form can transform at the right time, transfer at the right time from, let's say, Manchester United to national team?
well, well, that's what we're hoping, right? But it's, I mean, the, the environment with the Lions will be, but I mean, his attitude is good. I'll emphasize on his attitude. Is good. He's ready to work for the team and give his best all the time. Well, he has
Yes.
been. To be fair to him, he has been performing well with the Lions. Well, not as much as we expect, but I have nothing to criticize him about with the national team. He's good.
Okay. Then what do you think about the performance of Richarlison? I know the Spurs did not create that much, right? But 6 minutes to the end of the game, we saw that substitution. Tell comes in, great turn. He scores that goal.
Mhm.
There's a deflection. However, it's 1-1. Then minutes after that, we see Richarlison score with a flick of the head. And keep in mind, Manchester United goes down to 10 men due to injury. Okay,
Yes, yes.
because Sesko got
Sheshko.
injured and he goes out. So, in my opinion, right, when I look at the attitude of Richarlison, this is a moment where he needs to stay focused and see off the game and earn all 3 points for his team. But he goes out, celebrates excessively, pulls out his t-shirt, and actually gets a yellow card, right? And then the ref actually adds time. There are a lot of that distraction. Then his team cannot defend. You guys are 11 against 10, and you let Delete score an unchallenged header. I mean, what do you make of that? I think it's a disciplinary issue. It's a discipline issue. I mean, for a guy like Richarlison, what do you think about that?
Well, I think. By the way, before I answer your, attempt to answer your question, let me put it that way. Let's be clear. The goal came out from nowhere. Again, Bemo has to come into the picture. He created the corner kick from nowhere. Nobody expected anything. I'm sure you remember from. That's what I'm talking about. I keep talking about his attitude. Again, Richarlison, I don't want to be hard on him. Maybe it was just an outburst of emotion when he scored a goal, and we celebrated wildly. But I mean, as you've rightly pointed out, at times it's good to stay focused, see the game out before Then at the end of the game, you can start celebrating with the fans wildly and or whatever way you like. And I was quite, regarding the goal. I mean, Spurs they didn't defend well. I don't know what happened. You know, the league
Yeah,
couldn't
I mean,
believe the amount the amount of time and space he had available to score that goal. So, but Thomas Frank, I think it's well. Part of the hallmark of his style of play, defensive organization. He demonstrated that at Brentford. So I don't know. Again, when you get into a new team, things take time to shape up. So we are hoping as the season progresses, he's going to make the necessary adjustment with the
okay. Thank you
defense.
for that.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, thank you for that. As we said, that was a fair result, 2-2, Manchester
mm-hmm.
United
Yes, I
and
think I agree.
Spurs.
It was a fair result.
Yeah. Then the game actually, I didn't watch much of the game, but we've seen everything after a slow start. Everything is actually doing well with Grealish leading that attack. I think Grealish is actually performing very well. They beat
Yeah.
Fulham by a score of 2 goals to 0. I mean, do you have anything to say about Grealish
No, I'm not.
performances?
I'm not a big fan of Grealish. Let me just be clear about that. Especially when he was at City. To start with, was I didn't expect Manchester City to sign him because at that time, to me, they needed to sign a striker. That was at that time Aguero was leaving, and I mean when they signed Grealish, that was the season they played heavily with the false nine system. Well, I think to be fair to him, he has started off well with Everton, but as I said, I'm not a big fan of Grealish. I think at times he keeps the ball too long for unnecessarily. You
Yeah,
know,
he's a ball hogger. He's a ball hogger. I mean, that actually works for Everton because he's like, the center of attraction. He keeps the ball, creates opportunities, crosses in here and there. Then they have been doing okay. As far as other games, there was also
well,
West
just
Ham.
again on Everton. There's this guy, the Senegalese in GI, or how do you pronounce his name?
Yeah,
He's actually
the
playing
number
well.
10 shirt.
Yes, number 10. I don't know why. Even Gay has been stable. I don't
Yep.
know why the focus is on Grealish all the time. And then the defense, Tarkovsky and the rest. They've been battling well. I mean, Grealish would take all the headline, but I mean, with David Moyes, typically it's all about the team. You have to be
Yeah, of course. But
organized.
But if we're gonna be fair, especially like last season when you saw Everton, they struggled in their offensive game. But now you see Everton scoring 2, 3 goals and all that. It's not as if I'm saying that guys like Ndiaye or the
They're
other
not
midfielder. I'm not saying that they are doing less of
true. I agree.
work.
I agree.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying is that the whole team is now gelling, and they are actually having some positive results. Of course we're gonna highlight Grealish
And that's
because
it.
everyone was.
We need them. Everything. Well, that it's a great club. It's been they have been there forever. Moyes, you know, great guy. So
Yep.
experienced and so on. And the game also just to a point about the game, Fulham. I don't know what's happening with Marco Silva. Things have not been good for them since the start of the season. I think so many defeats. I don't know. So, and I hope the environment, the environment now. I hope they're going to be patient with him because he's going to be. It's not going to be. I don't. We're hoping that they are not going to maybe start putting pressure on him to know the
Well,
possibility of sacking him.
when the results are not coming, pressure will actually be. But I don't think there's any pressure now for him. But he has to watch out. At least he
Yes,
has
yes.
an international window in order to revamp his team and see the guys that are not going. If many of them are not going on international duties, then he will have an opportunity to train and maybe redo some work, some tactical work on his squad. Another team that we have a great attention on is West Ham. They actually beat Burnley by a score of 3 goals to 2.
Yes,
uh
I didn't watch the
Nuno.
game better. Yes, no.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people love Nuno. The way
Yes,
he was
everyone.
treated, the
Yes,
way he was treated at Nottingham Forest. Uh, Nobody
that
likes
was,
the way he was treated,
yes,
and
that was a
but
strange one. I don't know what happened. Definitely there was a breakdown in his relationship with the owner.
oh yeah,
So
obviously there was a breakdown relationship of the owner, but big egos. In football you have big egos. An owner who actually thinks that he can buy and sack anyhow. He doesn't really care about.
well,
You know,
I remember at the start of the season, Nuno himself, I think he he signed his dismissal when he made a comment about about he said,
yeah, it's
well,
not as if
actually, this. Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I say big egos, right? In football, big egos. So it's not only the owner that has a big ego, it's also Nuno, who is a manager, who has a big ego. But I don't think that relationship, the splitting, him getting sacked and going to, I don't think it would have helped either party, right? Nottingham
Mhm.
Forest, we see them struggle. Of course, both of them had a win. Nottingham Forest had a win. West Ham had a win this weekend. So maybe things will go better because when Nuno actually went to a team like West Ham, I thought maybe he went to a team with the wrong type of players. However, should he, keep West Ham going and West Ham survives, West
Yes,
Ham is a team that also has
I'm hope.
funds.
Yes, they should. They should. I mean, it's not going to be. It's not going to be. It's going to be. I mean, we're hoping that West Ham they need to. They need to survive.
Yeah.
But I
So
think. I
next on
think.
the list, yeah, go
Go on.
ahead.
Because, no, no. I was just an additional comment with West Ham. If you watch them, I think particularly the midfield. I don't know. They have Sosek and Paqueta is good as well. But I mean, I don't think in that department. I think that's where there's a problem. Something
Yeah,
needs to be
yeah.
adjusted.
I think West Ham is just a team where they are not. Over the years, I've known West Ham of a team that's not really consistent. Sometimes they struggle. Sometimes you think they're gonna burst into Europe and stuff like that. And
Yes, because that's
so
a big club. That's a big club, But
oh yes,
uh,
oh yes, of
uh,
course. They're in London. They're a big club. New stadium. Yeah, I mean
exactly.
they have everything actually. I mean they were playing in a bigger stadium than what they were doing like 3-4 years ago. So they have everything like going on for them. But hey, you never
And
know. They just
the fans. I think I read something. The fans protested. I think the fans that they, they expressed their dissatisfaction with the owners. I don't know. I think they were demanding for I don't know what's his name again. Is it Sullivan, or the chairman, and the co-chair for them to resign or something like that? I don't know.
oh, okay.
So the fans are not happy. So things are not moving. And again, since Declan Rice left, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to say maybe they didn't invest the money they made from that from the sale of Declan Rice properly, But we wish Nuno the best.
Well, but they brought in some good players. Kudus just left them also, so they have made money from
That's another one. Good. Yeah, that's a good. But remember,
yeah.
I think they struggled. They struggled even last season before, and then they managed to
2 years
to
ago, I mean, they won. They just won the Europa. When did they win the Europa Cup? Was
with
was it 2 seasons ago?
then after that they started. I don't know what's been going on,
Yeah.
but
Then
anyway,
there was a decline and stuff like that. Well,
it-
the next team I want to talk about, and Pedro actually scored. Pedro, I've been on Pedro's case, man.
but I
Pedro
don't
actually
understand
scored.
why is he young? I mean, to be fair, he's young, so with these young players, you have to be patient with them. So
No, but I'm talking
I
about.
don't think he has done anything
No,
anything
Pedro
that
has not done bad, but there was a lot of talk during the FIFA Club World Cup when Pedro started scoring, and then Chelsea had to let Nico Jackson go. I said, hey, if you're fighting for the EPL, if you're fighting for Europe, you need a deeper
squad.
bench,
Hmm.
So why couldn't you keep Pedro and Nicolas Jackson together? But I guess it's that arrogance, right? And we see since Palmer has been injured, Chelsea has been up and down. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it's a team that we're going to fight for the league. But what are your impressions? They played. It's not as if they played anybody. Wolves are the last team, in the league. But yes, of course, they beat Wolves by a score of 3 goals to 0, which is actually good going into the international break. So, I mean, what do you make of a team like Chelsea? They have some great talent, young talent, but not consistent.
No, exactly. They have not been consistent. Remember at Sunderland, Sunderland came there and went with 3 points, with all 3 points a couple of weeks ago. I mean, Chelsea again, some injuries. Some of the players are coming back and will Palmer will be back, but they have been inconsistent. I think Caicedo has been good. I admire him a lot. He's a fantastic player. And again with Chelsea, I don't know what's going on there. They keep signing so many players. These things, I don't know. You,
I think,
but
yeah, I think the problem here in Chelsea is that they have the talent, but they're young. They don't have the experience. So when you look at a team like Chelsea that doesn't have the experience, okay, Caicedo, uh, yes, he's a good midfielder, but then they have who plays for there?
Enzo,
Is that Enzo? They have Enzo in the midfield and all that. They have a good midfield, but again, you're playing 38 games. You're playing Champions League. So let's say Caicedo gets injured.
yeah,
Lavia,
but
he's been injured all the
Lavia,
time.
Lavia too has been inconsistent, and he has fitness issues as well. So not quite.
Yeah. So in my opinion, I think that Chelsea just they lack the experience as far as because most of their teams are players are young. I used to talk about their goalkeeper, but I think they have he's settled down. He's settled
No,
down.
yeah, Seto, that's right. He's been stable. Myself, I wasn't really confident with
Yeah,
high
but
confidence with.
I still think that that's not a goalkeeper that you Chelsea can win the league with. You know, uh, at some point, if you want to win the league, you're gonna get someone better than Sanchez, because I mean, he now, of course, he's doing the basics right. He's not making that mistakes, but can Sanchez actually, defend? Of course, some people will say that they saw that in the FIFA Club World Cup, but as I said, for me, that tournament uh, did not mean much. Yes, it's good to win such tournaments. Great publicity for your team. Uh, great,
A source of revenue.
exactly. But again, this is the EPL. 38 games. You're going against one of the best teams, competitive teams in the league. So it's a stretch. I mean, last word before we go to Arsenal versus Sunderland.
No, but with Chelsea, of course, it's, well, it's difficult to make a case for them winning the league. But I think Chelsea would definitely have a say. Remember, they defeated Liverpool, and that was a
Well,
good game.
anybody can defeat Liverpool this year.
Well, I don't know.
Arsenal did not anyway.
Well, anyway, let's see on is it on the 30th of November, and they'll be welcoming Arsenal at the bridge. So we'll have a better assessment of where
Oh no! For that, I already know what Chelsea. I already believe me or not, I already know where Chelsea stands. Chelsea cannot be consistent. Chelsea cannot put you 5-6 wins
well, that's the
together.
issue.
Oh yeah, in order to win this league, there's some time you have to go on a run. You have to go on a run
Definitely,
of five,
definitely.
six. You
We can't
understand?
dispute that.
And exactly. So I don't think Chelsea can do that. And now they're sitting 6 points behind leaders Arsenal. Of course, Chelsea is gonna make a Champions League top four, top five. But for me, that's it. I don't think even when Cole Palmer comes back, for me, it's still gonna be a stretch for Chelsea. But let's go ahead and talk about game of the day, that Saturday. I
What a
said
game!
something about this game when I looked at this the schedules. When I looked at both teams, I look at Arsenal, I look at the players they had on the bench, I look at Sunderland. I said this was gonna be a tough game for Arsenal.
Mm.
Looking at the lineup, the way Arsenal lined up, playing with Eze down the midfield, that's what they want to do
Yeah, but
against a team like Sunderland that sits low block and defense very well. I mean, what's your take on the game? How do you think both teams play?
well, both the game progressed as we all expected. You know, Sunderland to be aggressive, defend. Compact. They were going to demonstrate a high level of passion, enthusiasm, high level of energy. The Stadium of Light was bound. Was everybody was fired up and so on. But it was just, I mean, it was a fantastic. Arsenal played well. They dominated the game. And I think Rice was fantastic again. I
And I
think
think
Trossard had an outstanding game as well. And I wasn't too impressed with Eze. I don't know what happened to him, but I mean, it's just
Yeah, I think basically Arsenal for me did not play well in the first half, and I think if they actually
Sunderland
drew
didn't
the
allow them
game,
to play well. So
yeah, I think they could have done more. They could have done more, in my
Arsenal,
opinion. This is what I think about Arsenal, right? Of
okay,
course, they're a better team this year, but when you look at Arsenal, especially at that holding midfield position, Zubimendi is playing well. Don't get me
he has
wrong.
been fantastic. Yeah, he has been
Yeah,
playing well.
he's
He
playing
actually
well.
he played well yesterday.
Yeah, but there are some games like the one against Sunderland, where Sunderland is sitting deep, they tied at the back. You need to be more creative. You need to ask more questions. And I think that Zubi Mendy is not actually doing that, especially in the first half. Of course, second half, you say he hit the crossbar, he had all these
Hmm.
opportunities. But there comes a time where you have to, I mean, find a way to stretch the game, because what Sunderland was doing is make sure that that central part of the field is actually compact, right? You cannot come down there, so you have to try to stretch the game, to the left, to the right. But the passes, let's say, above the defensive lines, I don't see Zubimendi doing. I didn't see him actually doing that. However, credit to Sunderland, because Sunderland actually defended well, right? But I
Yes,
think
yes.
Arsenal did not do much, especially in the first half. But when you saw them come out in the second half when they were goal down, you saw them like playing with much more urgency. For me, I think maybe Mikel Arteta told him something at halftime that actually changed their mindset.
But anyway, to add something to as an extension to the explanation you provided, but remember they were playing with Merino was more like the focal point. He's not it naturally. That's not his natural position. And when things become complicated, when you have a real striker, the movement is different. And but again, I don't want to. At times, you just have to praise the opponent. Sunderland didn't make things easy for them.
Yeah, I
For,
think
for, for
Sunderland
Arsenal.
actually. Yeah, I think Sunderland came with a game plan. They were going
Yes.
long. They had those throw-ins. And look at their first goal. Their first goal came from a free kick, right? The goalkeeper was the one that took the free kick.
Hmm.
Declan Rice misjudged the flight of the ball, and then Arsenal could not deal with the second ball. And then the goal scorer, a former Arsenal player, Ballard,
Ballard,
ran
he had a,
into
he had a great
space.
game.
He ran into space and scored freely. For me, that was a defensive mishap, right? But again, you're talking about the best defense, in the EPL,
Yeah, but
conceding two goals
these things happen.
against
This
Sunderland. It means Sunderland came
Yes,
with a game plan that Arsenal could not deal with, especially those long balls, the physicality. I think Sunderland actually did good and stretched
yes, and
Arsenal.
again with Sunderland, even I mean they deployed a physical approach, but actually during Spurs, they actually when they had the ball, they could keep the ball. They could keep the ball, but although I think the first goal, yes, the first goal, I think what's his name, Fair, or how do they call him? I don't know what he was doing. He was unnecessarily confident. The Sunderland, the midfielder.
Hmm.
So Rice, Declan Rice, of course, fantastic player. He like nicked the ball away from from I think I don't know what's his name. Is it Lafay or they call him? I don't know. The Sunderland midfielder and bam bam Saka goal. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you're talking about the equalizer. When
the
you said the
equalizer,
first
yes.
goal, I was thinking about you talking about Arsenal's equalizer. Oh yes,
Hmm.
of course. And no, even before that, if you see the sequences, right, of the game, even before that, Sunderland was careless with the ball, and
Yes,
I was
they were,
having
they,
a
they were careless.
yeah, I was having a watch along, and I said Sunderland is vulnerable when they have the ball. That's where Arsenal needs to apply the press in order, because if you see most goals in the modern game, how do they have happen? Through the press. When teams press high, and you lose the ball high in your own, you become vulnerable because before the defense actually resets, that's how Saka was able to score, because as Rice forced the turnover and the ball was passed over to Moreno, and he placed that soft pass, on
Yes,
Saka's path
it
before
was very
the
smooth.
defense could reset. Exactly, before the defense could reset, Saka scored. Then you saw the second goal also by Arsenal. Trossard.
Trossard
Come on
was a
now,
fantastic goal. It was a great goal.
come on now.
Yeah,
The
the
summer.
movement was fantastic.
Yeah, some people, especially like Arsenal fans, were saying that Trossard maybe will have to leave the team, but Mikel Arteta gave an extension. They gave an extension to Trossard, and now we see Trossard. He created that
Yes,
incident.
yes,
He
yes.
created that
He did.
moment,
He
right?
did.
He created that space, and look
Beautiful
at the
goal.
strike. I mean, what do you think about Trossard?
Oh well, Trossard. Well, he's a good team player. I mean, he's not. And
Yeah, because it's 1-2 punch, right? It's Trossard and Martinelli playing down the lane. And if you have guys like Trossard, Martinelli coming from the bench and putting up such a performance, then you begin to wonder, like, oh wow, this Arsenal team, I think they can actually really go ahead and win the league. But talking about the equalizer from Sunderland, I think it was a David Raya. It was a
no,
David
he
Raya
was
error.
he was in no man's land. Well, I remember before that goal, he made a couple of brilliant saves. I don't know what happened, what he was thinking. It was just again credit to what's his name again? Is it uh, Bobby or what do they call him?
Yeah, probably. You mean the goal scorer?
The
Yeah,
goal
that was
scorer. He did well. He did well actually, and
yep.
it's like Sunderland actually forced the issue.
Eh,
That's what we say. So but that was more like a reward of all their hard work and the energy they put it in the game,
Okay,
and
I want to
was
get your
totally
opinion.
deserved. Hmm.
I, I want to get your opinion on something I heard some Arsenal fans saying, blaming
Yeah.
Arteta for making a change, pulling out
That, that's
Eze
that's the that's
and bringing in Musquera 3 minutes to the end of the game in order to defend, and that's when they actually conceded.
that's
Do
just
you think Arteta is to blame?
no, it's cheap crap. Fans will always be fans. When things don't go well, they always call the coach out. Arteta did the right thing. So at that time the energy levels were down, and Sunderland were going physical and so on. So you needed to protect the lead. He did nothing wrong.
Okay.
That was the right way to manage the game. So I don't know where that is coming from. That's just nonsense in my opinion. Sorry to say that, but the fans should. I mean, it's not the end of the way for you to take a point from the stadium of light. You know.
Exactly.
So,
So, what do you think? Bournemouth, we saw Bournemouth actually start the
they were
EPL
poor today.
really strong, but
But they were
we
poor,
saw
poor
Aston
today.
Villa start slow. Today, Aston Villa put 4 against Bournemouth. I mean, what do you make of that
That was
performance?
quite it was a disappointing performance from Bournemouth. They have been playing some good stuff. Fantastic players, and Rola has been doing well with the team. But I don't know, maybe I don't know. These things happen. I don't know. They just collapsed
Matchups.
at Villa Park. I don't know what happened. And well, but this is football. Football at times is all about moments, right?
Yeah.
Remember when at 2-0, they had an opportunity. They had the penalty, and I don't know what happened. Martinez, to be fair to him, he made a brilliant save, but that was a poor kick from Semenyo. And from that point, Villa, they took full control of the game and scored some good goals, and that was it. Credit to Villa, they play very well. And well, Bournemouth, two defeats, uh, you know, uh, against Man City, but those are tough games.
Yeah, for
Go to
Villa,
the
when you
Etihad, and
see
you go to the Villa, and then to Villa Park. So, but I think they have to reset, and things will be good for them. I mean, hey, it's going to be it's going to be more like having more than they bargain for if they if they make it into the top six. So
Yeah, when you see a guy like Onana scoring for Villa, then you know it's
he has been playing well recently though, and there's this other guy, Kamara. I
yeah.
actually voted him at for my team of the month for October. You know, Aston Villa they played quite well last month. I think probably they collected maximum points. You know,
Yep. There's a
and
team. Yeah, okay. There's a team that I have been trying to study to see what's happening. I'm talking about Brentford beating Newcastle 3-1. I mean, Brentford, you look at
and
Brentford, right? They
mhm,
have led in the past 4, 5 years. They have had some good players. I'm talking about Ivan Tony scoring goals. Then Ivan Tony
Buemo,
left,
Visa,
Buemo, Visa. I
mhm,
mean, what they actually
Dams,
do, their recruiting process. I know they go ahead and sign players. They actually try to track players that have been maybe underperformant or maybe that have slipped through the cracks where you see like a great potential. Then 2 years you don't hear about those players. They're in some league. I mean, that's what Brentford has been doing, right? They have been going like to lower leagues and get these players. And when the players come, because if you look at Brentford today, now what's the name of the guy, their scorer? I mean, he's hammering goals. I'm talking about is that
Thiago.
Thiago?
Yeah, that's it. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the game there. I didn't watch the game, but I mean, I see where you're coming from. I've watched some of their games, and I mean, I mean, if you are managing, it's all about you have to. Everyone has to sacrifice for the team. Because a team like Brentford, they don't, they are not blessed with big budget or to, as you said. So they have to be careful with the recruitment. They have to bring in players, players that will fit in. Players who fit into the system and sacrifice for the team. But I
And
think
this is
Key
yeah,
Thomas he has done well so far because remember they started poorly and we're all worried worried about Brentford because with the departure of Mbemo, remember it was their talisman last season.
yeah.
After Ivan Tony left, I think Mbemo, the baton was passed on to him, and he did well. So after
Of
he
course.
left, and then the manager left as well. So things didn't go well for them at the beginning, but they have been picking up vital points left and right, and we are hoping that things will be good for them.
And not only Mbuemo left, Wisa also left.
Visa
I
as
mean,
well, yeah.
what's
So
happening with him? He has this injury, and what's going on with Wisa?
no, 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 I don't know. No, no, nothing has been said, and you know, and even remember we're talking about his country. His country needs him because they have these crucial games against us next week. So I don't even know what's a
No, but
was the issue.
he's
He has
injured.
not been playing.
I don't think he's
Yeah,
injured.
that's what I'm saying because he's not going to. He will play no part in the. So I don't know, but I don't know what's happening. No further statement has been made about his situation. I
Yeah,
don't even know the nature of his injury. The how the no timeline has been provided regarding his recovery or a potential comeback.
yeah. I don't really know what's happening. Well, another game that I was looking forward to, and I watched. I'm talking about Crystal Palace 0-0 against Brighton.
I didn't watch that
Baliba
one.
was pulled out again. His minutes are being managed.
But
His
what is happening? What is happening with him? I don't know. You keep saying this that they're managing his minutes. So what is happening?
well,
Fitness or what?
no, I think the coach knows that Baleba will not be with Manchester United in the summer, and come next summer. I mean, will not be with Brighton come next summer. And also keep in mind, Baleba will also go for the African Cup of Nations. So Brighton is basically making sure that when Baleba leaves, they still have a player that as match fit. And also the way his season started, you remember he did not have a preseason. He did
Yes,
not have
yes.
a preseason because he was
Mm-hmm.
injured. So and came back in, he was slow, performances was not that good. So it's a combination of things, right? The coach is making sure that he manages Bareba's minute. I think it's only 2 weeks ago against Newcastle. That was the game where they actually won, where he played nine. He played the full 90 minutes. So today, I mean, he's been playing like more minutes. The minutes have been increasing because today he played 75 minutes. However, he's also been collecting yellow cards. Today he had a yellow card. So the manager is making sure that, hey, this guy is in the holding midfield, and we know he's a guy that actually plays every match. It's as if every match he gets a yellow card. Every match he gets a yellow card. So I'm not
So
sure. It's
then he has to
something we need to monitor.
he has to, then that's something has to work has to be done on that, because I mean you have to maintain discipline. I
Yep.
mean
So it's about
that's a challenge. Well, when the position is challenging. There's always traffic and movement off and with the ball, but you
yeah, and the
know
way they play, they're always playing with that high back liner as well. I was surprised against Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace is a tough team, man.
yes,
Brighton
I
is
didn't
no,
watch the
it's no
game.
joke.
I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
watch the
zero
game, but
zero, man. The game was
and
very
Brighton
full.
almost won, right? That's what
Yeah,
I
it
read.
was. Yeah, I think they overturned a penalty or something like that. Uh,
Or I didn't.
yeah, VAR overturned a penalty. Yeah, Brighton, but it was a dive. It was a dive. I watched that. Yeah, it was a dive. A yellow card. It's the first time I saw VAR overturn a penalty and give a yellow card
So
because the dive was so. I mean, the
who
guy
was
died.
guilty of that? Yeah.
Oh,
Who
what's his
was
name?
guilty of diving?
It's let me tell you his name. Let me see. What's that guy's name? He weighs. He plays in the wings. I think he's just getting back from injury too for Brighton. If I can look at that name, I'll be able to tell you. It was. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not sure. That name is just eluded me. But it was one of the. I think it was the number 10. Is the 10 shed?
Who is that even? I can
Was his Ruta? It was Ruta. Ruta.
Oh, Ruta. Mm.
Yeah, Jorginho Ruta. Yeah, that's the one who was guilty of that. Of that, he went out easily in the box, and no,
Well,
it
then
was
that well
first.
then that's something that has to be stamped out from the game. These players,
it,
players
it
always
can't.
try to trick
But they're always freaking. There's always slightest touch, they go down. How do you think they get all those penalties? Slightest touch
Well,
and they
but
go down.
the officials, they have to be attentive as well. Don't have to
It's
shouldn't make
tough, man.
themselves to be deceived easily.
That game happened so fast. It happened so fast. It could be very, very tough, man.
But that's their
Yeah,
job.
but
Yes, that's why the job is
yeah,
part.
but
It's
it's
part of the
easy to
challenge.
say. Yeah, but it's
Why?
easy
It's
to
easy.
say they have
Well,
to do
of
their
course,
job.
but
But
that's part of the
it's
challenge. They have to do. They have to.
of course human
Do,
error. Human error, man. Human error. We can't take that out of the game. It's
yes,
always gonna
human error
happen.
definitely is part of the game. It's part.
Yeah.
It makes it even more beautiful. But again, these officials, they have to be consistent.
No,
They
I
have
think
to be
I think
consistent, because
I think there are certain things. I mean, like today, the guy gave a penalty, went to VAR, and VAR overturned it. Of course, that's for me. That was okay.
but
But let's move forward.
I'm not a big fan of VAR.
No, but
Make it
VAR's
clear from
made
the
football
beginning.
better. VAR's made football better. There were some
Well,
goals, man, that was just blatant offside. And VAR, of course, VAR has its issues, but VAR has made football better. That's what I can
so are
say.
you saying before VAR we didn't enjoy the game properly, or we
No,
didn't?
there was just so many calls that were just crazy, man. Sometimes, yeah, there was some VAR has definitely made football better.
Well, but
Yeah.
there's something about the game that VAR takes away from us.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah. Of
connects,
course, it's give and take, right? VAR cannot be just 100% good. It's give and take. It has it slows down the game, right? It slows down the game. So again, if that's what we have to sacrifice in order to get better, results or fair results, let me put it that way. Then I guess that's what we got to do. Nottingham Forest, as we said earlier,
they
Sean
defeated
Dice
Leeds, I think Leeds. Or
3-1. Yeah, 3-1. Yep. So let's get to the game. To the
Wow.
game of the weekend, game of the day. I'm talking about Manchester City 3, Liverpool 0. I mean, in your opinion, what happened? What went wrong with Liverpool? I know you're a Manchester City fan. I'm going to ask you certain things about Pep Guardiola, but I want you to tell me what went, in your opinion, what did you see from Liverpool that made them look so bad, so poor? A lot of people actually want to crucify Verbs. Do you think Verbs is did not do his job today in such a way where, I mean, because in my opinion, I think Verts actually played well today. I mean, what's your opinion? What went wrong for Liverpool?
I think. I see. Well, things offensively they were not good at all. Remember Ekitike? I think he had less than 10 touches in the first half, and Man City went rampant on Liverpool, particularly in that in the first half, and the midfield. I don't know them, and Salah has not been playing well as well, and then Vets. I think the first goal, the delivery from Nunes, I think that's where part of the criticism. What many some fans are criticizing Vets is because he didn't. I don't know. It's fair for us to say he went to sleep. Anyway, it was a fantastic delivery from Nunes for the first goal. But Liverpool, I don't know. Well, Man City, I don't know. They have not been playing well in the league. Well, they played well against Real Madrid, but is this the fourth defeat away from home or something like that in the league?
Away from home, well, I can verify that. But I think the difference between Manchester City and Liverpool today was just, if you watch when Liverpool tried to put a press, on Manchester City, most of the time Manchester City found a way through their captain Bernardo Silva, Foden playing
Yeah,
centrally.
Silva, what
You
a
know,
player! He had a good game. He played well.
exactly. So Manchester City was able to beat the press progressively from defense into midfield into attack.
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of people maybe can criticize Verts, but what could he have done, from that cross? He was not there to block the cross. However, the cross was just really good,
Yeah, it was good. It
where
was good. The delivery was
where
was was
yeah, where Konate,
was
although Konate had a flick on it,
no.
the
He
concentration
had
of Haaland, the
Konate too. He
concentration
had a
of
poor
Haaland
game.
to score, especially when he had just missed a penalty. I mean, that was just, a great goal where the goalkeeper could not do anything. But when you look at the second goal, what happened? I mean, it was Doku terrifying all those defenders.
No, he had a
That made that
Doku.
made Liverpool to actually defend too deep, because Doku, he had one of his best games I've ever seen him play as a Manchester City player. I
That guy.
mean,
He has to be consistent. Because when he runs at defender, it's quite difficult to stop him. Yeah, he
yes,
played very well. But remember the game, that goal, the second goal. Let's talk about the second goal. Yeah, Nico Gonzalez. We have to
yes,
mention his name here. He had a good game as well. I mean,
yes, he did.
it was a great pass from him that led to that goal. You know,
To
cross field
stretch,
ball. Yes,
yes, the first long ball to
to
stretch the
Nico
defense.
O'Reilly.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, so and that created a normal space, and O'Reilly had to he just played it into to Doku, who had all and if you are going to award a lot of space for Doku, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
And
because when Doku's on the ball, right? When Doku's on the ball, he doesn't only pull one defender. Bradley had a nightmare. He was like just killing Bradley all the time, right? But again,
Bradley tried. He tried even. I don't want to be so hard on him. I remember he did well against Vinny on the other day. Was it Wednesday or
no, but forget about Real Madrid. I'm talking about Manchester City here. You know what I
No,
mean
but
about Real
I'm
Madrid?
just making a comment about Bradley.
But Real
You
Madrid,
know,
Real Madrid themselves, they are not a good team. I've been saying that Real Madrid is not balanced, man. I look at Real Madrid, of course, they're leading La Liga and they're beating Barcelona in the El Clasico, but hey, Real Madrid are not that good. So before that game, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, I said this. I said those are two unconvincing teams that are actually facing each other. So I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. Liverpool had an easy game against Real Madrid, and many people were saying that, oh, maybe Liverpool is back. No, Liverpool is not back, and Manchester City just showed us that Liverpool is not back. But what Doku was actually getting the ball, he commands two players, right? It's like a midfielder will go ahead and double team, or the winger goes over there and double team and try to help, right? So the defense was so pushed back that Nico had all that chance, and when he struck that ball, unfortunately, Van Dijk and Konate were just like close to each other. So Van Dijk, I think he tried to deflect the ball, but the ball was so fast, and hey, big deflection. It beat his goalkeeper. So that goal was
No, okay,
actually
that was the second
essential.
goal. Sorry, sorry, I was talking about a third goal instead. That was a mistake. Sorry.
Oh,
Uh,
the third goal.
the
Oh, the
third goal,
third
just
goal.
third goal that I was talking about. I was making reference
Man.
to
But the third goal, you see, the third goal, Bradley was not even there, right? He had already eliminated Bradley. Bradley was
Mhm,
somewhere over there. He was now against Konate. But
mhm.
nobody wants to come close to Doku, right? When defending Doku against Doku. They want to give him space because that dude he's so fast
He's
and
fast,
he's elusive, right?
and yes, that's the word.
Exactly. But as soon as they gave him space, he was just in the perfect place where he could curl one in. And it was just perfect. I mean, that goal just crowned what he had been doing for the whole game.
No,
It was
it was
just
wonderful.
63 minutes, right? But
Yes, I
everybody
think
was
so.
already said, okay, game over, man of the match for Doku. I mean,
Yes,
that's the type of game that Doku actually had. So, but do you
he
think
needs to.
Doku can actually find consistency? Because a player
No,
like
that's what
Doku,
that's
right?
what that's what that's what everyone is saying. He needs to be consistent. This is third season, and remember, he's the reason Pep had to send Grealish away. We have to mention that. So, where he needs to be consistent. If you're playing for Man City, then last season in particular, where the entire team didn't perform well, but I mean, he needs to be consistent, and he needs to polish up. It's not like
Yeah,
his final delivery
I
has to be
think, I
to
think,
be better.
yeah, I think what can make him consistent is if he becomes a better passer of the ball. Because
Yes.
to be one dimensional means everybody knows, okay, he's going to dribble. But if he can also be a good passer of the ball, just look at, for instance, Lamine Yamal. There are sometimes when things don't work for Lamine Yamal, he's going to find that pass. He's going to find that
Hmm.
pass. And that's what makes him really unpredictable, right? So I think if Doku can find that pass and be a good passer, it will make him very unpredictable and it will make him a very consistent player moving forward. I know that injury has not also helped, but I think
Yeah.
that another player that is actually doing good is Foyden. Foyden playing now.
Yes. 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 Which is crucial. Remember, it was last season was horrible. I don't know what happened. The decline the decline was alarming after being the
MVP.
yes, the player of the season, in 2024. You know, the
So
decline was just alarming last season, but gradually he's getting there.
okay, so let's talk a little bit about Liverpool. What do you think is the major problem of Liverpool? For instance, I think that Liverpool, because hey, when they were signing so many players, they bought Isaac, they bought Verts, they brought Ekitike, they bought Frimpong, they bought Kirkets. They are signing these players, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Liverpool has won the EPL," but I'm like, hold up. I know that when you sign 6 to 7 new players, and then you let players like Diaz go, you let players like Trent Alexander go, you let players like Nunez go, players that knew the system, players that Klopp had brought in and that were playing good. Then the unfortunate passing of Jota. For me, it spelled trouble for Liverpool. A lot of people did not see it coming. But what do you think is the major problem for a team like Liverpool?
Well, I just think that the new players they haven't settled into the team. The issue with Isaac, I don't know, he facing fitness issues. Vets has been inconsistent. He has not really. I mean, he looks to me unaware of his environment. But he started well. He's been playing well, though he had a poor game today. But he has been good since he said. And well, again with Trent, what do you expect? The player wanted to leave. There was nothing the football club could do. And then with Nunes, I think the strange one is with Diaz. No, that's the strange one. Nobody expected. I don't know. I don't know why they allow him to leave.
They didn't give him. They didn't value him the way he evaluated himself. The money, it was a money issue. Diaz was earning about 100 and something weekly. So he was not valuated. His valuation was not where he actually wanted. That's why he actually left for Bayern for better pay and things like that. But when you look at Liverpool now, their press is not effective. Under Klopp and even last year, Liverpool could press the hell out of you.
Yes,
now
that was their main strength.
Yeah. And although players like Nunez were not clinical, Nunez could press you. His work rate, I compare his work rate to how this guy, Gyökeres, plays actually for Arsenal. It was a player where he's going to run relentlessly, pressing you. And when you do such presses and the opposition loses the ball, before the defense actually settles, you have opportunities, to go ahead and score. So I think Liverpool is actually missing that. And in my opinion, I think they will not challenge for the league this season. And if they are not careful, they will not even make Champions League. That's how I actually look at it.
Well, let's just be careful with our predictions here. Remember we're still in November. Things can go smoothly across the season. There will be bumps along the way. Well, they have not been playing well in the league, for weeks now. But we are talking about Liverpool. Hopefully, they're going to pick up. I'm not going to write them off at the moment. Well, it's been poor.
Okay, when you say write them off, are you telling me that they are still in the running for the league?
Yes.
Win the league? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but and again, what you talked about the new signings, but I mean, what has been Salah has not been performing well, and I mean, we all know it's not his numbers. And Van Dijk, I don't know what is decline as well. So that's also something that they have to address.
I don't. When you say the Van Dijk decline, I don't think it's a Van Dijk issue. I think.
So what's the issue? But he has not been playing
Trent
compared to the way he played last season.
But Trent Alexander-Arnold was there. I'm telling you that players like Trent.
He's no longer there, so they have to adapt.
Of course, they do have to adapt, but that's why I'm telling you that they will not be able to adapt this year, and that's why, for me, Liverpool will not be in the running to win the EPL.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to hesitate to write them off. I don't want to write them off.
Well,
why in November? Well, they are 8 points behind.
It doesn't really matter. Do you think Liverpool can put a string of 6-7 wins? I don't think so.
Yes. They've done it before.
Okay, they've done it before with players like Trent Alexander-Arnold in the squad.
Well, players like Salah, and players like Salah as well.
But Mo Salah. I think Mo Salah had this chemistry with Trent Alexander-Arnold where he will receive.
Nobody denies that.
Early.
That was crucial. The way they played. Those long deliveries from Trent.
Exactly. I've not seen that this season, and I just think it will be difficult. Well, let me ask you questions about Pep Guardiola, a milestone for Pep Guardiola.
Okay,
and
go ahead.
You being a Pep Guardiola fan, a Manchester City fan, could you tell me in Pep Guardiola's coaching career, or maybe only at Manchester City, I don't know which one you want to take, his best starting 11? in his career. He's,
Oof.
what do you think is his best starting 11?
Well, that's good. Of course, it's going to be tough to come up with it. But I mean, to do that, there are some factors that we have to we have to put it, take into consideration. Maybe the level of progress under Pep's leadership. Okay, so it's not all about talent, of course, and we have to the time period as well. So, but well, we don't have time, so let me start. I think for the goalkeepers, I think I'll go Neuer.
Okay.
Well, he didn't, of course, Pep didn't win the Champions League with Neuer, but I mean,
At least you think that's the best goalkeeper that has played under Pep,
yeah, I'm going to let me just say this.
and with
For
his
me to
style of
come out,
play. Yeah, just go
come
ahead.
out with this,
Go
I'm
ahead.
not.
I mean, bring it
I'm
out.
going to be I'm going to be inconsistent. So you're going to forgive me for that
No, that's
because
fine.
maybe I'm going to
That's
contradict
fine. I mean,
myself.
it's
But
your. That's how you see it. That's the way you appreciate football. So let's go. Let's go.
no, I'll go Neuer,
Mhm.
and go then. First of all, the system I'll go with typical 4-3-3.
Okay.
So maybe I'll go Neuer. Then right back. That's a difficult one. I think I'll go with Dani Alves.
Okay.
Dani Alves. Who
That
was
was an easy one. That was an easy one.
no, not really easy because Dani
I mean,
Alves play with
who do you think who's the better right back
not
than
that
Daniel
better,
Alves?
but we're talking about working with Pep. Kai Walker
Yeah.
played for about 7 seasons with Guardiola and won a lot of.
Who?
What's Walker?
But Walker, I mean, compare Walker with Daniel Alves. I mean,
No, no,
defensively.
no. Okay, this is what I'm trying to explain. Of course, Daniel overall to me is more intelligent. And the way I like to play football, I'm going to probably I'll take Daniel Alves over Walker. But when to come up with such a team, you have to take into consideration how time frame the player played under the manager and the
No,
titles.
yeah, don't worry about the titles and all that. I mean, just give me. Don't worry about. I mean, it's your team. Just give me your team.
Okay, I'll go with Daniel Alves. Then center backs, I'll go with Piqué. Then Lam. I'll go Lam. Lam as strange, but left back. I'm going to take Philippe Lam.
Okay.
Then the
Two.
the other person to now. This is a difficult. It's a difficult one.
Let
But
me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you on that. What about company?
no, I'm not. Well, okay. Now let me explain this. Company is a better defender. Is better defender than John Stones. But to me, I'm looking at the progress under Guardiola. John Stones. Remember when Guardiola signed for Man City after Gundogan? I think John Stones was the second. Was the second signing he made.
So what
This
about
young man has.
Puyol?
Puyol overall is a better defender to John Stones, but we're talking about playing under Guardiola. I'm going to go with John
Yeah,
Stones
but
because of
Puyol played under Guardiola.
4 seasons. And remember, he suffered from so many injuries.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying John Stones is a better defender
No. I understand.
yes, because even at
Yeah.
Man City, to me, Ruben Dias is a better defender to John Stones. But I'm talking about the progress.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the 10th season Guardiola is working with Stones. And remember the triple season. He was fantastic. He created that hybrid role for him, like stepping up into midfield. And that was part of Pep's innovation. And John Stones executed that perfectly.
Okay.
So at times, I was quite disappointed with him because at times he appeared to be nonchalant and kind of lazy. But I mean, he has been this is the 10th season he's working with Guardiola, and from we're talking about a player from Everton.
Okay.
From under Guardiola, he's been constantly selected for England, and so I'm talking about the impact the manager, the impact
Yeah, that's
on
fine.
the
Go ahead.
player's career. Then now these things things are going to get more complicated now. So for me, The midfield. How do I construct the midfield? Wow, this is going to be a difficult one. But Xavi and Iniesta, obviously, we can dispute that. But
I mean,
so this one I'm going.
The midfield for me is easy. It's easy. That's the easiest part, in my opinion. But go ahead. I'm listening to you.
No, I'll go with Xavi, Iniesta, and De Bruyne.
Okay.
Then now, okay.
So I mean, well, this is fantasy football, right? Xavi, Iniesta, De Bruyne.
Yes.
How are those three gonna play in the midfield? But it's fantasy football.
Well, this is not reality. What it's as you said, it's not reality. It's not like we're going to. I just
that's fantasy football. That team is gonna be murdered. That team is gonna be murdered, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but let's then obviously Messi, then Haaland. Well, if we are talking about strikers, we have how many? Lewandowski, the Croatian guy. He played on that Pep for a season.
So your boy Samuel Eto'o doesn't play.
No, to play for just one season. I can't select him.
Okay.
He plays for just one season on the. Well, again, it is a better player to Haaland, but I'm going to select Haaland. After Messi, under Pep, only Messi has Messi scored more goals than Haaland. So I'm going to go for Haaland, Messi, and then now again the explanation I provided for John Stones, the same explanation I'm going to provide for Raheem Sterling. I'm going to select.
Sterling. Sterling for Guardiola.
Yes.
Hey,
Guardiola.
I can't deny that.
He has to be grateful for Guardiola. He played he plays the best part of his football under Guardiola. Remember, he scored 120 goals under Pep.
Yeah. But in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I pick a Pep Guardiola team, Pep Guardiola embodies his system embodies like a central, a pivote. Central midfielder.
I've actually betrayed his philosophy.
Team, there's no way that I don't play Busquets, Sergio Busquets. There is no way I don't play Sergio Busquets.
So how are we going to reshuffle the team?
For me, De Bruyne doesn't make it.
Really?
No, he doesn't make it. You know why? Because do you know why? Because De Bruyne has never been influential in big games.
No. Well, the two Champions League finals. Yes.
He got injured even before that. He's never been in for.
No, you can't say no. Those are the only games you can criticize him. The rest.
No, for me,
come on.
If I watch a De Bruyne career, De Bruyne plays about 20, 25 games a season because he's injured. He's this, that. That's De Bruyne, right? And I'm not taking anything away from the player, but my midfield, if I have a pivote, Busquets, there's no way you play ahead of Xavi and Iniesta. I don't care who you are.
No, but we're talking about fantasy football here.
Yeah, no, but again, my fantasy football is not all that fantasy.
But you can't say no. The Bron was fantastic on that Pep.
But I cannot call a Pep Guardiola lineup without calling Busquets, without calling Fernandinho, Rodri. You know, I mean, that's what Pep Guardiola is made for. Is that holding pivote? You know.
Well, of course, that's true. Nobody denies that. But this is fantastic football.
Yeah. I do actually appreciate it. Your list, 99.9%, apart from one or two players that I will actually deny. But I agree with Philippe Lam. Maybe central defenders. Maybe I'll go with the Piqué because I'm more with like a Barcelona guy, and maybe you do understand that. But Busquets, of course, will play. So it will be mostly. I might even play with Messi as a false nine. You know, and I don't even play Haaland because Messi as a false nine. That's what actually Pep Guardiola shot at a lot of teams playing Messi as a false nine. You see.
Well, so let me say something before you continue. That's a good point. So again, maybe playing Messi as a false nine will enable us to reshuffle the team. Maybe bring in Busquets or Rodri, or you know.
Yeah, I'm bringing in. For me, Busquets must play because Busquets, in my opinion,
that's my player. That's my player.
He's the best holding midfielder ever.
No, but we
Yeah.
can't say forever. You know,
No, in my opinion, that's what I'm saying.
That's
In my opinion, that's the
the
best
best
holding
holding
midfielder.
midfielder ever
In my opinion, bro. In my opinion.
in football.
Bro, I say in my opinion, Busquets for me, you can
No,
put
come on.
any holding midfielder. I take
No, you can't
Busquets.
say. No, he's of course you can't say forever. No, that's a bit
No,
too
I
much.
mean in the type of football that I watch, of course, that I take Busquets.
No,
He
come
is
on, bro. You know,
I mean,
you know,
okay, who you gonna take? Let's play that game.
who over Busquets
I mean, best holding midfielder. Who you gonna take? Let's
ever?
play that game.
No. That's a difficult one. Of course, it's
I
difficult to
mean,
say.
just call some names.
No, Rijkaard, of course, without any, I'm not going to even blink out. I'm going to take Franklin Mondo Rijkaard over Busquets. Fernando
Okay.
Redondo was fantastic as well.
Yeah, but
You
how
know,
long did Ronaldo? Redondo? How long did Redondo play?
where he suffered from
Okay,
injuries.
you
But
know
where
long.
are you talking? So what are you talking? Where are you talking about? Where
Longevity is something in
are
football.
you talking about success, or you are talking about talent? Or you are talking so
to be able to execute talent or what you do over the years, over and be at the top. It's.
no, I
I
can't
mean,
take Busquets. There have been so many good midfielders, you know, in
oh
football.
yeah, I'll take Busquets because he dominated that position for a long time. So I'll take
What?
Busquets.
Is this,
I'll-
is
yeah,
it because you are linked to Barcelona, or but no, you can't say
yeah.
Busquets.
Maybe it's
Busquets has
because
been the
I've
best
watched him
holding
too much.
midfielder ever. You know, Makelele was excellent. You know,
Of course,
Redondo,
I like Makelele.
Rijkaard,
I follow
and so on.
Makelele, of course. But how better was Makelele than Busquets?
No, well, even Yaya Toure, I'll take Yaya Toure over
But
Busquets.
Yaya Toure is not a holding midfielder for me. He's a box to box.
Where?
Yaya Toure for me is a box to box, and the only reason why Yaya Toure will not play in my Pep Guardiola is just because of Xavi and Iniesta. But he's a box to box.
So how did he play under Guardiola when he was at Barcelona?
Oh, Yaya
Remember
Toure.
the first season, Yaya Toure was was the one playing with those
But
two.
then you
Two guys.
remember why he left Barcelona, right? Because Pep Guardiola wanted Busquets to be his holding.
Yeah, that's fine. Busquets is like his son, so it's
No, but
okay.
that's not the only reason. It's because of the type of football. Busquets was a one-player touch, one release. It's just the type of football. It's not because Busquets was his son.
No, I
That's not
think
the
the
only
fact
reason. Just because
Busquets
Busquets understood
not
his
more than
philosophy.
not more than Yaya Toure. Yes,
No, Busquets understood his philosophy, but Yaya Toure was not the type of player.
No, you can't
that
say that. You know, it's just it's all about
overall. Don't get me wrong. Overall, Yaya Toure is a better footballer than Busquets. Overall, he's a better footballer than Busquets. But as far as a holding midfielder, never. I think Busquets better than Yaya Toure as a holding midfielder.
no. This we're running out of time. I don't think this.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and just give a word or two. We know we talked about the FIFA qualifications, Africa version on the 13th. Nigeria plays Gabon.
Both games are scheduled on the 13th, and then the final will take place on the 16th.
Yeah, Nigeria plays the first game, which is on the 13th against Gabon at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Then Cameroon plays 3 hours after that. Cameroon plays 3 hours after that against Congo DR. So I mean, well, in my opinion, because I think when I look at the way Nigeria played, their last two games in order to make it, I think Nigeria played with some urgency. They have a good coach, former coach of Mali, who's actually doing a good job. However, if you watch Gabon play, Gabon was only beaten. I think they were beaten by Ivory Coast. Yes, I think they were beaten by Ivory Coast. Yeah, but Gabon is such a good team, and hey, I don't think Nigeria can actually beat Gabon. I don't think so. But
it's going to be a tough one. I don't know, man.
Yeah, because Nigeria is all about Osimhen. Osimhen can actually destroy you, from corner kicks, all that, his power and all that. But
No,
as a team, Gabon is a better
good.
team. I mean, what do you think? Who
Well,
wins that game for you?
well, this is a difficult one, but we're talking about experience here and so on. Maybe slightly, I'm going to go for Nigeria.
Okay.
Because and again, Lookman has not been playing that well as compared to last season. But
Yeah, because Lukman actually has a problem. He has problem with his team. He's
yeah,
not.
he was willing to leave. He wanted to sign for Inter Milan, and things didn't go the way he wanted. And Gasperini left as well, left to and join IS Roma. So he actually has a new coach now. I'm talking about Atalanta, his team.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that game will be. I think Gabon has a chance if
Yeah,
you
of course they
want.
have a chance. No,
Yeah,
it's
if
not.
you want to wait.
It's more like 51-49. 51 for Nigeria and then 49 Gabon. So it's almost.
I think if I think Gabon is actually the one with a 51-49 in
Okay.
this one.
Let's see.
Nigeria has not been playing good, man, and I don't think Osimhen, him alone. If Gabon plays the type of football they've been
Well,
playing, it's gonna be difficult.
in terms of the team I want to qualify, based on they have worked hard because we haven't played well, Cameroon and Nigeria. To me, we don't deserve to go to the
Yeah, I
to be
think
in.
I think yeah, I'll say this. I think Cameroon will not qualify. Let's forget about this World Cup.
So we
From
never know. We have been disappointed. So, but let's just wait and
you
see
see, the
what's going
only
to
way
happen.
Cameroon qualifies if Gabon beats Nigeria. If Nigeria beats Gabon, forget about it. I don't care if Cameroon goes to that final because
So, are you saying
Cameroon.
it's going to be we have an easier task against Gabon than Nigeria?
Yeah, because Cameroon doesn't have a solution for Osimhen. They
Osimhen.
don't have defenders that can defend against Osimhen, man. I
So,
mean, have you seen?
you're confident that Gabon will be able to handle Osimhen?
Oh yeah, just
Okay.
watch that game, man. Look at what Gabon needs to do is the way they handle Osimhen is just cut the service from Osimhen. If you watch the game where Nigeria beat Benin 4-0, was it? There was some lousy refrain, But now this playoff at a high stage where everybody watching, the ref's gonna be better, man. The ref's gonna be better. Nigeria scored some goals against Benin, and in my opinion, I thought that game was fixed, man. I thought that game was fixed.
Let's not go there.
Hey, man, this is
But,
football, man.
but
You see
everything,
some calls.
that's a possibility.
Oh man, I thought that game was fixed. But anyway, it's a pleasure, man, having these conversations with you, talking about football. Any last word before we actually call it a day? We've been talking for an hour, 20 minutes. We know when we get on here to talk about football, it's football, football, football. Let's actually do this. That watch party, I think I'll make a small ad, right? Where I will
Okay.
try to get people get the fever and get people understand what we want to really do with the watch party, so we can actually do watch parties. Actually, it's quite unfortunate that these games are actually playing within the week, so we cannot talk about it because of work. But African Cup of Nations is coming also December. December is around the corner.
It's
So
going to be it's going to be hectic.
oh yeah, yeah, of course. So any last words before we call it a day?
So the only at the moment is a message to Arsenal fans. You are getting worried unnecessarily. You should calm down. Calm down. Season is we have 27 games to go. So because you can realize that the atmosphere is not too good for Arsenal fans because what happened? They're getting worried because Man City they are back, blah blah blah. Oh, they should calm down. The Arsenal remain the favorites to win the league. So, but there's work to be done.
Yeah,
So
anything can happen.
yes, because because remember with City, I think Arsenal fans they probably prefer Liverpool to City. They prefer Liverpool to be the challenger. But with City, things, they played well today, but things are not perfect at the moment. Because even if the second half of that game, and they were at times they were sloppy, and they gave away the ball cheaply. And remember, this is why I'm trying to connect things. So AFCON is coming up,
Yes.
and this is going to affect City as well because Mamouche and the other guy, the Algerian, what's his
The
name
left
again?
back.
And Murray, they'll be leaving, and so I mean December and December and January will be quite challenging for Man City because they have to manage the minutes so well for Haaland, because if he gets injured, and then things will become complicated. But again, that's just the
Yeah,
final word I want to make. So the more important thing, the Arsenal fans, the message to Arsenal fans: don't be worried, don't get so worried. The team has been playing so well, solid defense. Declan Rice has been fantastic. So there's no reason to be panicking at the moment. That's just
yeah,
that's how it should be.
yeah. I think in my opinion, I think Arsenal are the favorites to win the
Yes,
league,
they are.
and I don't
They are.
see
They are. They are favorite, but
Manchester City. I don't see Manchester City doing much, because I think Manchester City, although they beat Liverpool, it's just like it's just like you know. I
so you
mean,
see Arsenal will run away with the league? I don't think so.
I think Arsenal wins the league with two two match days remaining.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So
I think
I think because like Pep made a statement, to win the league, the more important thing is to to see how your team grows during the season. There should be progress. So by the end of January, if things stay the way they are, where the pressure is going to be massive, because I can bet that City there will be resurgence. They'll come up.
well, I think when we think about Pep, when we think about City, we look at the data, we look at winning 4 EPL trophies in a row.
Mhm.
Of course, it's a safe place to say that Manchester City will make a run for the
Yes,
league. But
definitely.
I'm not going by that data. I'm not going by that, because when I look at the team, I see a bunch of new players that have not yet settled into City. They don't actually know the Pep Guardiola philosophy really well. And then I look at Liverpool. I look at
Arsenal.
Arsenal. I look at a team that has just strengthened, that has same players last year apart from Partey, but that have a striker in Gyökeres, that have Havertz that will come back, that has Odegaard that will come back, that has Madueke that's already. I mean, it's just too much.
But your
My God
argument,
is telling me.
your argument, the same argument, the argument applies to Arsenal. Zubimendi is new, Eucharist is new, so Eze is new as well. So
Yeah, but Eze, the issue is that Arsenal, most of their core players are still there, right?
well, it's the
So
same with City. So
City,
which new
don't they
players are
have? I mean, what core players are you talking about? De Bruyne left, right? De Bruyne left. I
no,
don't
well,
think.
the Bruno, he's left. We were talking about the current squad. Those, Silva is there. You know,
Yeah, but
Nico Gonzalez has
Silva.
been playing well.
Well,
He was signed
well,
sometime
let's
in
wait and
January.
see. It's something that we have to wait and see.
Yes, so
I just think. Then Manchester City. Manchester City won that 4 EPL on a row. Then psychologically they drop, and now they are trying to rebuild and get back up. I don't think the current squad, even Mamouche. For me, Mamouche, okay, Mamouche.
he has
I mean, Mamouche got that
he
injury.
hasn't been consistent.
Exactly. So, I mean, who's going to score, man? You have Haaland scoring 14 goals, 99% of your goals. I don't think you win the league again like that,
No,
with
well,
just.
someone is going to step up when the time comes.
Okay, let's wait.
When there's a problem, the solution will come up.
Okay, let's wait to see. I think where you guys have gotten better is at goalkeeper. Getting Donnarumma
No, I,
makes your team actually better.
I think overall the approach, he has adopted. He's been more direct this season, and the way they defend, they are more compact now as compared to last season. Because I don't think they have the energy, and they're
But
they're not mentally stable to
you
outplay
see, but
teams for over 90 minutes.
yeah,
So,
but when Pep Guardiola packed that bus against Arsenal, it
well,
told
yeah,
me
he was he
a
was
lot
he
of
was
things.
forced. He had no option.
Yeah, but that told me, that revealed a lot of things to me. That revealed a lot of things to me,
Good
and
or
that's
bad?
what uh, uh, I mean, times have changed. It tells me that Pep also is willing to actually take a knee when things are not going quite
Yes, of
well
course.
right for
That's
him.
you have to adapt. That's part of and
But
that's a
how long,
crucial aspect of management, because where you can't
man?
you can't be playing
But
playing
we've been
high.
knowing Pep. We've been knowing Pep for a long, long time. How many times have Pep adapted in such a way where he says, "Okay, uh, uh, I'm gonna play without the ball"? How many times?
Well, but you can't keep play insisting that you have to play with the ball. Then you continue to lose games. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They don't. They are
Which
not capable. They are not capable of keeping the ball for 90 minutes as they did in previous seasons. That's the
exactly,
reality. So you have to
exactly,
look at your team, and you be honest to yourself. That's part of coaching. There's no point
exactly,
you know
exactly,
you
and
keep
that's why
saying,
I
"Oh, we're
said,
going to maintain this high line. We're going to outplay teams." It's not going to work.
well,
That's actually, I actually admire him for that's part of his evolution. So even
let's
if
have
he
the
doesn't win the league, it's okay. It's fine. They're going to challenge for the title, and it's okay. You can't win all the time, but at least
exactly,
they should mount a challenge.
exactly. Well,
Anyway, bro, we're running out of time. It's been
yeah, it was a good conversation to have, Capello,
yeah.
and
Thank
you have a
you for having
wonderful
me.
week. Yeah,
Hmm.
you have a wonderful week, man. Always a pleasure, bro.
Thank you.
You,
You too. All right.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.